The wisdom of King Solomon. Today, this time is about the wisdom of King Solomon. When you say wisdom, Solomon comes short, and when you say Solomon, the word wisdom comes out. Solomon is the son of the famous King David, and David is the father of King Saul. David became increasingly famous over his many marriages in the war. King Saul also became jealous and his check as many a big effort. David, who felt the danger of his own life, was hiding in the home of the enemy Palestinian, waiting for the time to return to his homeland. He returned to the Israelite and became king. David committed the wife of our son. He sent a field commander, Uriah, the battleground to die. She was a Bathsheba, and she had several children, and by affection of them, Solomon was the most intelligent. Solomon fought for the throne with his half-brother Adoniah. Solomon, who gained the support of his father and his army, succeeded to the throne according to his will. Adoniah and others war mastered strengthened their royal authority. Cut sword. The son of two women, First Kings 17:28 of the Old Testament. There is a passage famous of Solomon for Solomon's judgment. Two women lived in a house living both at about the same time. But when a girl child died, she was judged by king as she changed her child. King Solomon told his servant to bring his sword. He ordered the child to be divided in half. In a woman said, "Wait, don't kill my baby. I gave birth to his child." Meanwhile, another woman said, "Please, divide the child in half." At this time, King Solomon said that the child is the first woman's child. She told me not to kill her, but to return a child. The name was raised to fame. The national power grew day by day. The present king of Sheba of Ethiopia has filled gold and spices. It is a tribute to the state, but I am shocked in Solomon's wisdom experiment. The queen of Sheba returned to Ethiopia and gave birth to a son. He was the son of Solomon, named Menelik. There is a legend that founded Ethiopia today. Solomon made Israel meteoric, which was passed down by his father David, King David. But I married the daughter of the Pharaoh of this house and made many idols by the greeting many women. I bought the residence caused by collecting a lot of taxes while building the palace. Tribal leaders rebelled in various places, and Israel spread back into the south and north. There we can see there is that we did not fear God, but idolized and debauched luxury. I did not keep the covenant with God, but with God it is just to let it go. It has caused the great pain to the entire Israelite nation. The external invasion was severe, so the land was taken out of neighboring countries such as the Palestine. The result of the section of the covenant with God, King Solomon, at the time has been the suffering of Israel. As such, if you break your promise to God, God must punish you. The historical fact that occurred during the King Solomon era also suggested modern people today. So with modern people live, let us all pray and get inspiration. God bless. The wisdom of King Solomon. Today, this time is about the wisdom of King Solomon. When you say wisdom, Solomon comes out. And when you say Solomon, the word wisdom comes out. Solomon is the son of the famous King David, and David is the father of King Saul. David became increasingly famous for his many marriages in the world. King Saul also became jealous and checked as he made a big poll. David, who feared the danger of his own life, was hiding in the home of the enemy Palestinian, waiting for the time to return to his homeland. He returned to the Israelite and became king. David committed the wife of our son. He sent few Commander Uriel to the battleground to die. She was possible, and she had several children by the affection and of them. Solomon was the most intelligent. Solomon fought for the throne with his half-brother Adoniah. Solomon, who gained the support of his father, and his army succeeded the throne according to his will. Adoniah and her herders were mastered and strengthened their royal authority. Calabara, the son of the woman, Calabara, the cut sword between Saul, First King Saul 17 and 28 of the Old Testament. There is a passage famous for Solomon's judgment. The woman lived in the house, giving birth at about the same time. But when a girl child died, she was judged by the king as she changed her child. King Solomon told his servant to bring his sword. He ordered the child to be divided in hell. And the woman said, "Wait, don't kill me. I gave birth to his child." Meanwhile, another woman said, "Please divide the child in hell." At this time, King Solomon said that this child is the first woman's child. She told me not to kill her, but to return her child. His name was raised to fame. The national power grew day by day. The present king of Chivas of Ethiopia has pure gold and spices. It is a tribute to the state, but I am soaked in Solomon's wisdom experiment. The king of Chivas returned to Ethiopia and gave birth to a son. He was the son of Solomon, named Menelik. There is the legend that founded Ethiopia today. Solomon made Israel meteoric, which was passed down by his father, King David. The guy married the daughter of a king of his house and made many idols by the greeting many born. I bought a legend caused by collecting a lot of taxes while building a palace. Tribal leaders rebelled in various phases, and Israel split back into the south and north. What we can see here is what we did not fear God, but idealized and debauched luxury. I did not keep the covenant with God, but will God just let it go? It has caused great pain to the entire Israelite nation. The external invasion was severe, so the land was taken out of neighboring countries such as Palestine. The result of it was the destruction of a covenant and God, King Solomon, at the time has been the suffering of Israel. As such, if you break your promise to God, God must punish you. The historical fact that occurred during the King Solomon era also suggested modern people today. So how do we modern people live? Let us all pray and get inspiration.